really truly want to be successful in sales and communication with your clients and communication with your company or even your staff or your spouse, your children, it's really important to be authentic.
I think when you lose that transparency, you take a little bit away. And I don't know where it is, I don't know how it happens, but in every company there's a tipping point towards the inauthenticity or towards the dark side, if you will, or towards the negativity that can affect the bottom line and affect your outcome of your company for years to come. And do you ever know when you're going to cross that Rubicon of no return? I say it sneaks up on you sometimes, and it sneaks up on you a lot of times in that autopilot mode. There becomes sometimes a auto inauthenticity, and it's constant, and you have to break out of that. So I'm here to say, years ago, my wife and I, being in the insurance business, we always have sales contests to incent our salespeople and our top producers, and we always take them to some very exotic locale. And so we took everybody a small catamaran and put 10 couples with us on this catamaran early in the morning on Maui, and we went out to this place called Molokai, and some of y'all have probably been there, and it's one of the prettiest places to the crater, to the half-moon crater there, Molokai. And this young man, the boat starts slowing down, this young man stands up, one of these 20-year-old somethings, flat belly, you know, real tan, had the shark skin, or the shark tooth necklace going, blonde hair. He stands up and said, "All right, dudes," this is my best Hawaiian accent, said, "Listen, we're going to have a great day today. It's beautiful. I want everybody to stand up. Come on, dude, stand up." So everybody stands up. He said, "Now look over there." And he's pointing down the waist, and he says, "About 200 yards over there. You see how beautiful the water is here?" Because we're like 15 feet deep water, and it's just crystal clear, beautiful. He said, "You see how nice it is here?" He said, "Look over there. You see how dark blue it is?" And it had a distinct royal blue. I mean, you could see it. He said, "Stay away from there, dude." And somebody said, it wasn't me, somebody said, "Why?" And he said, "Because that's the Fiji Express." So he says, "Yeah, let me tell you what happens." He said, "If you get close to that, that's right at the edge of a volcano, because we're right on top of a volcano that's underwater. And what you see here, the half-moon crater here, is the very tip of the volcano. And just 200 yards over there, it takes a sheer drop-off of 25,000 feet straight down. And there's a huge undertow, one of the strongest in the Pacific. And if you get connected to that, then you're going to be in Fiji in 3 days." And so we get out there, and we're about 30 feet of water now, and we're probably almost 100 yards away from the boat, but everything's fine. And so it's just absolutely intoxicating watching these fish and this beautiful coral, and the colors are magnificent. So I'm going along a little further, and I notice that I'm by myself now. And I look up, and I see my friends about 20 yards closer to the boat, and I'm about 150 yards out. And it's about 50 feet deep of water, but still very clear, very calm. So things are going okay. And all of a sudden, I look up, because time had gone by, and I realized that I'm in my mouth, and it started choking salt water down my throat. And a moment of panic came over me. And so I put my head back down in the water so I could breathe with my snorkel, and I noticed that I was really moving now. And I thought, uh-oh, my heart started to beat. So I started kicking. So I had my fins on, and I started kicking. And I was kicking pretty good. And I run a lot, and I was kicking. And all of a sudden, I noticed that I'm still going this way, but not as fast. And I thought, uh-oh, what am I going to do? I've got to break this. So I looked up, and I couldn't see the boat. I couldn't see my friend. And really, I started getting nervous. So I said, all right, you got to go full out, you know, no holes barred. So I am paddling my heart out. And I'm scared of two things. Number one, I'm probably 38, 40 years old. Am I going to have a heart attack? Number two, am I going to cramp? Am I going to have a cramp, and then I'm going to be in Fiji, right? And I was really scared. So I was giving it my all, which seemed like 30 minutes, but it was probably only 5 minutes. And I finally broke that plane. Finally, I got to my buddy, and he reached out and grabbed me, and he said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Dude, man, I was almost to Fiji." He said, "I know it, man. I was really worried because you didn't have your American Express with you." Well, that's true. But it was at that point of almost no return. It was like the event horizon, you know, in space. So you've got to, at what point do you get to that spot? And so if you want to have an authenticity ratio, if you want your company to have that transcend throughout all your employees and all your staff and all your vendors and all your clients, and you want to attract authentic business and repel inauthentic people, then what you need to do is you need to be on top of this constantly, right? Because what are they doing? What are we all doing? We're sizing each other up, right? For this alpha dogs in the room, you know, we know what that is. We're sizing everybody up and seeing where we're at. You know, it'd be better sometimes if you just showed up one of these meetings or these cocktail deals with your balance sheet, average your checking account balance, unphotoshopped picture of your whole family, okay, and the transcripts of all your kids at college, right, or school. Let's just cut to the chase. Now can we have a real conversation?
For you and your staff to taking the time to look at this video and to give us consideration. We look forward to working with you and making the difference and impact on your company the authentic way.